I'm a sweet German girl, drug kicking and screaming all the way to this doggone Norwegian reunion. And
we're gonna open with that.
Larry says bullshit, you got knocked up and that's why you're here.
I want to thank you, Julia, for doing this because I think it's going to be a fun video to watch. I just wanted to say that my Aunt Ethel, or our Aunt Ethel, and I started this in 1960.
Diane and I came here the first year we were married. And I had been here before we were married. It was probably 50 some odd years ago.
I think the first or second reunion, and we were all in tents in Aunt Edna and Uncle Eimer's farmyard, just in front of the house.
We used to have tents, only behind here, we had old umbrella tents.
It was a lovely weekend, but everybody was in tents, and it just looked like a tent city, everybody on the ground.
There wasn't any motorhomes to speak of then.
when I came here the very first time, there were aunts and uncles who were very sweet. But then they had these kids, and these kids were desperate. Stories that have all kinds of bombs in them. These are some of my sweet memories of the reunion. Actually, it's a very fun reunion. I enjoy it every year, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
First impression, my goodness, that goes back to when he was a little boy and babysitting him. I met Papa, but I met Ron very shortly thereafter, and yes, we babysat him even after we were married. So.
Oh my goodness.
It's a long story.
We have time.
One night I came home
I'll move this closer.
and there was 5 women in my bed. So anyway, I showing off, I grabbed for my tie. I just come off a flight. So the next month or two was the family reunion. I coming down and told cousin Don about this 5 women in my bed, and he said, "What'd you do?" I said, "I immediately grabbed for my tie." He said, "I taught you, go for the fly." That's it.
You know, Leonard and I did a lot of things, and we talked about tunneling, and we were going to build tunnels to everywhere. And we got over at their place, and we got digging a tunnel, and Leonard had built a windlass, and he had a bucket on a pulley and everything else. One guy would be down in the hole and digging this hole, and we were just about ready to get started to dig horizontally. We were down probably, I don't know, maybe 6 feet. We came in for dinner that night, I guess, and Uncle Ira says, "What are you guys doing back there?" And we said, "Oh, we're digging a tunnel." And he says, "Well, maybe I better go have a look at that." So he had a look at it. He says, "Okay, Nick, tomorrow morning you boys are filling that back in. This is sandy soil, and that thing's going to collapse on you." So we spent all that time digging a tunnel. We also spent all the time filling it back in. So
Jim Olson, I don't have any favorite memories of Jim Olson, actually. Other than the fact that he's my best friend. Well, except for Bruce Swanson. Well, neither one of them are friends because neither one of them have friends. I think we'll go fairly recent, and one of the things that I'm really impressed with is Jim Olson has my father's car, the 1958 Chrysler 300D, and he's had it since about 1962 or 3, and he's loved it and taken care of it. And my favorite memory of Jim is he's got it on the road, it's registered, passed inspection, and insured. And I'm so proud of him for doing that. I'm excited. I'm going to ride in it tomorrow.
Oh, she's probably known most memorable for her rollover accident that damn near took her life. They say it rolled 15 times and she survived. And she's here celebrating the Olson family gathering.
Very tough old bird.
She sure is.
How'd you roll her car?
Drunk.
She doesn't remember coming back from Debbie's house, and she had this single accident, airlifted to Edmonton for a long time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
She's so tough, she's still with us.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's tough.
My wife and I often say, we wonder about this.
Take the money, take the money.
That's not enough. We'll be talking about whatever subject, and one of us has a question and the other doesn't have an answer. We said, well, phone Larry. Larry knows everything. I do love Larry Olson. Very much so. Because he's going to give me $40.
my mother and father would abandon me here at the farm and say, good luck. And so maybe we'll see you again someday. But so Larry and I got a chance to roam around and do farm boy things. And I, being a city guy, I thought, wow, this is exotic, you know. So we did a lot of fun things. Larry showed me how to, you know, shoot a .22, which I'd never done before. And that was a real kick for me.
And exotic dancing?
That too. Larry taught me how to exotic dance in the dark. I envied Larry's life. I really did. I thought, what a wonderful opportunity. Larry was kind to me. Showed me a lot of stuff that I'd never heard of before.
How come he was kind to you and mean to me?
Because I told him to. I said, if Ron comes out, don't do any of these things with Ron.
I remember Larry taking me, and I was probably only 6 or 8 years old. And so he loads me up in the pickup truck. And you had some traps set. And there's a skunk in this trap.
Were you there that time?
I was in the truck with you, and I'm not finished telling the story. You just sit back and shut up for a minute. So I'm this little guy that they've left in care of Larry. We get there, and there's this skunk in this trap right along the fence line. So I get out the passenger door, and Larry gets out the driver's door, and geez, all of a sudden he hears this bang! He's got the .22 out. He shoots this skunk. We're not very far away from it. And all I see is this great cloud go up. And he says, Ronnie, jump in the truck! Get in the truck! And I jump in the truck, and he jumps in, and he just floors the truck, and he spins it to his left, and the door opens, and I go rolling out in the middle of all this skunk mist. When they got me back to the farmhouse, they wanted me to stay outside. And they didn't have enough tomato to soak me in either.
You know, that's the funny thing that happens when you come to our place. Still. No, stay outside, Ron.
Well, it would have to have been back in the family reunions back in the 60s and 70s. I was just a young, bright young man, and I came, and there was all these wild relatives here. And Joyce Payne was married to one of them. She was such a quiet, demure lady, and this Cecil guy showed up on the scene, and it just took her to the dark side. And ever since then, it's been such a challenge for her, because even today, she was such a genuine, loving person, and with such high standards. And when I look around and I see her offspring, and what's come as a result of Cecil Payne is nothing short than it's world news. And I think now of the representatives of their family here and the way they're carrying on, carousing and drinking, and notice one of them, they even had a whole bottle of wine at the religious family dinner. Joyce would have never allowed that. And so it's sad for me, but there's encouragement, because at some point in time life will go on. And all I can say about Joyce Payne is give her another couple of years, she'll turn out all right. We just have to be patient with her.
You are so full of shit, it's unbelievable. You are unbelievable.
I remember about him is him coming here and taking all these pictures. And he always took pictures of all the girls. I never got in any of them. He had pictures of girls out in the field. He had pictures of girls all over the place.
Yeah, he did.
Never took any pictures of the guys.
I can just say she's an absolutely fabulous person. I wouldn't mind living closer to her. And I think she could maybe help me in a lot of ways. Wonderful person.
No, we got to have some crankiness about this. Like everybody isn't nice here.
Oh, you didn't hear the first interviews.
But
Bunch of lies.
Elaine,
You can't say a thing about Elaine that's not. Sterling.
Elaine does brag about her grandchildren on email and
Yeah, but I think we all do.
Yeah.
What's going on?
looking for a guy with a nice ass.
The funniest story from the family reunion. What was funny? We've never had any fun.
The only funny story I can remember is Don Wolper.
Yeah.
He's a funny kind of guy.
Well, you could never get him to go to bed. Betty had to go to bed early and go, Donnie, you better be behind me. And about 5 hours later, Donnie would be finished singing.
Yeah.
And partying, and he supplied the ice.
I think our motorhome was kind of noted for the ice, and there would be a lot of movement in the night after I had gone to bed, of people coming in, getting ice, and I guess, according to Dawn, getting drinks, because the alcohol was usually all gone the next day.
I was telling Betty that everybody said they missed Donnie and they missed his ice maker, and she said, I think they said it in the other order.
I remember one night when he came home and I said, are you coming to bed? He said, no, Art needs a drink. So he got the 2 drinks and away they went and played more piano, sang more songs, and had more fun.
I do remember a story.
Oh,
funny story.
Good.
At a reunion about 4 or 5 years ago, Linda and Terry and Brenda and Bev and I don't know who else was involved, but there was definitely the 4 of us and Brenda. And we were sitting in chairs as everyone was playing instruments and singing and dancing, and we were sitting in our chairs dancing along with the music, and Linda said, remember when we were young and we used to do this standing up?
I wanted to say a special thing to Bruce, that Don always wanted to be an Olson and feel sad, but he knew that they really loved him. So Sven or Bruce or whatever you want to be called, keep trying, you'll get into the family someday.
One of the Olson cultures, you might say, is the time of interment, which is a kind way to introduce to children saying goodbye to a loved one. Because you're out in nature, and you have loving family around you. The hawk that flies over is a real symbol, I think, for all of us. But this is a beautiful way to say goodbye to family members.
We had a lot of fun with our motorhome here, and it was always full of people, and the schools. Well, these reunions have been marvelous. And I hope that I can come again, and again, and again. I think it's a tradition that I hope carries on for a long time. And thank you, Julia.